Hello, and welcome to the Dahlia World Garden's presentation of Seattle at Dawn, a Mage the Ascension chronicle. I am our storyteller, Tim Dahlia. We'd like to thank you for joining us today as we stream new episodes on the Dahlia World Garden YouTube channel every Monday at 4 p.m. Pacific Time. Plus, you can watch our previous and future episodes there as well. Links will be found in the channel description. If you enjoy what we are doing here, if you're a fan of the World of Darkness or actual play videos, please give us a like. What are you waiting for? You should do that. You should do it right now. Oh, and you could also subscribe to the channel too. That would also be greatly appreciated. A popular myth insists that all were originally one. That one fractured into many, and that many became us. Now, whether us means cavemen, the angels, demigods, or heroes is open for debate. Myths refer to the Wick, primordial mages whose deeds inspired the tales of Olympians, Aryans, Tuathdanan. God, I always mess that one up. Yeah, Tuathdanan. And somehow I should know that, and I can say it no problem, but when I'm reading it, I screw it all up. That's okay. I'm not a professional. Don't follow my example. Or Nephilim, and so on. Supposedly, these pure ones, and I know I didn't name them, had powers that made creation dance to their tune. How true or exaggerated are these myths? Who knows? There are folks who claim to have been there at the time, but as with so many things in a mage's world, the truth is in the eye of the beholder. In time, these entities refined their powers into arts that we now call magic. Some drew their arts from deep inside themselves, and others begged their favors from their gods. Still others built technologies, language, math, science, art, machines that helped them do the things that with some sense of reliability. And then, the tales say, they taught other people how to do those things too. The chain of mentor and student stretches from the origins of all to now. Let us meet today's students. Billie.
Hi, I'm Billie. I use she, her, and they, them pronouns. I'm playing Charlie Newell, who is aka Calvin Klein at the moment. Wow, we've been at Cascade Grove for a while, and Charlie is just had a seeking, and it was absolutely wild. That moment of like watching the crow peck out the eyes, and then falling, and then missing the ground and flying. Oh, it was amazing. It was amazing.
Excellent.
Charlie is in a very excited mood.
I would imagine so. A lot of conflicting emotions there from the...
Yes, with the news that happened with the one of his close family friends being accused of the murder that he was just basically cleared of.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Yeah, with that on top of that, there's a lot going on with Charlie.
Always. Okay. Alix.
My name is Alix. I use they, them pronouns. I am playing Jezebel Spinner. And Jeze... How to put this into words? Currently, she's, like, excited for her friends, like, very much so. But there's also this confusion about who that entity was that she saw. She's got questions, and she would love some answers. If nothing else, Jeze has learned the value of curiosity, and we're about to see where that takes her.
I love it. I love it. Okay. And Cindy.
I'm Cindy, she, her pronouns, and I am playing Inea Blackwell, who is a Kha'vadi techno shaman, who's got an awful lot to process, too, including the eye-pecking thing.
It was gooey. Yeah.
Salty grapes. No, thank you.
But you had a different mouth. You had a beak, so I don't know how the palate would work on that.
Nope, we're not, nope. Anyway, and on top of that, she's kind of kicking herself a little bit over the arrestee for that murder, because she feels at least partially responsible because she pushed Agent Quinn to do something about that. Well, he obviously did something, but it was kind of a devil's deal. So she's just kicking herself a little bit over that. Not that she had any control over it in any like real capacity, but it's still frustrating for her. And yet she's also still got her own seeking to do, and have a chat with Morrow, and it's just really good that they're still here in the Grove, because she's not ready to go back to Seattle yet.
No, I don't imagine so. Okay. So, speaking of Inea and her projects, last time we spoke, you indicated that you wanted to tear apart a certain scanner found in the woods.
Yes. I mean, obviously, first she's going to try and... Well... No, I think she wants to take it apart and see what makes it tick first.
The oddly retro-looking machine is blocky and bulky, and you can't believe it actually exists. It seems like the type of thing you would find on a low-budget sci-fi TV show. At this point, it seems inert. It feels dead. At one point, it was active and alive. Now it's just a bad movie prop. But it is there. What would you like to do? I would imagine you have this set up in one of the spare cabins, just kind of looking at it on your own here.
Yeah, I spread out over the table.
Mm-hmm.
And just looking for clues to, excuse me, like, where did it come from? What is the business that it is registered to, or where did the components come from? Stuff like that. Power source.
Okay, yeah. You're looking to kind of get a better idea of it, examine it some.
Mm-hmm. Just looking for anything that might give me a clue to anything.
Okay. Are you seeking or looking to use any type of magical discernment in this prior to anything? Or are you just getting some screwdrivers and pulling it apart?
Well, yeah, I think when she pulled it out and realized that it felt dead, like you suggested, she probably tried to turn it on just to see. She wouldn't have left it on long.
Right.
We're talking 5 seconds or less. If it turned on at all.
It doesn't give any
she-
indication that it has power.
Okay. So then, yeah, the next thing is to start pulling it apart. I do want to. Does it have like an onboard memory of any kind? Mini drives, RAM, anything like that?
Well, before you can tell, you'd have to open it up. So I would say,
Okay.
with this type of device, from where it comes from, you're gonna have to kind of get a base of understanding for it. So I would have you make a intelligence plus technology roll. This is a pretty beefy bit of tech compared to your average cell phone or anything like that. So the difficulty on this will actually be 9.
Oof. Okay. I'm sorry, you said intelligence and what?
Technology.
Technology.
No, it's
I
a
got
difficult.
an even.
Yeah, no, not a botch. Difficult thing. You kind of spend good time looking at it, and you're like, and looking for a seam, looking for where it comes together at, looking for screws, and it's almost as if it's just one solid shell. Even the buttons, there's really not a gap there. It's almost as if it is fully touch sensitive, and the buttons, the protrusions don't even go in. Like, they're, again, it looks like a movie prop. It has no real external mechanisms.
Is there anywhere where it looks like one would plug a cord in to charge it?
You notice that it has a symbol on the back that looks like a thunderbolt, but no actual ports or connections.
I'm gonna go dig a wireless charger out of the back of my truck.
Okay.
And bring that in and see if I can't. I'll plug it in, set it up, see if I can't get it to.
Yeah. Let me fix the scene here. All the way over here. This is all from last session. Fix that. We'll hide. You go out to your truck. You find the wireless charger. It's very, you know where you keep your stuff. It's pretty straightforward. As you start to fiddle with the charger and kind of say, okay, I'm gonna see if this works, there is a bit of a scratch that you sense, just kind of tugging on your leg a bit. You look down and you see this little thing looking up at you. Big, black, expressive eyes. kind of a funky looking mouth, and you can almost see a secondary image coming from it. And then kind of hear,
What you doing? Messing stuff up? Having fun? Can I have fun too?
Well, I wasn't thinking of it as fun. I need to know about this thing. Where did you come from, little one?
Oh. Hi, it's me. I know I look different, but I want to have some fun. We want to blow this thing up, right?
No, actually, I do not want to blow it up. I need to know where it came from.
Aww. I want it to explode.
Well, depending on what we find out, maybe.
Okay. What do you need to know?
Well, I need to know who was using it and why, what they use it for.
The, small, furry, gremlin-like creature hops on, and as you see it move, you kind of see this strange, immaterial effect. It's projecting itself into this reality, but it's not actually there. And it almost looks like digital bits of information personified as... You're not quite sure what this thing is. And it shrinks down and almost seems to pour itself into the device for a moment. Before popping back out, it's like, well, there's your problem right there. It's a bit of, like, hypertech. That's just terrible. That stuff will burn through reality like you won't believe.
It's hypertech.
You know, like, just like, the stuff that humans make, really quite disgusting sometimes. Like how humans make technology, I get it, but, like, this is, like, the really, like, bad stuff. This is stuff that, like, should be, like, behind bars. I think we should blow it up.
Was there any information stored in there?
I don't know, it's got something in there. I mean, we can tear it apart some more. And, you know, I think, here, let me help you. And all of it, who knows what this thing is, finds its way, again, into the machine. And you can hear, you know, from the space around you. Go ahead and try that again. And make another intelligence and technology roll, but this time, difficulty is reduced to 7. Yeah?
I am not meant to get into this thing.
You try taking another look at it, and, you know, with a fresher perspective, and even with this creature guiding your hands and your vision a bit, it's like that sign at the carnival. You must be this high to ride, or this tall to ride. There's just something that you don't understand about how this was built. You do recognize that the electricity that you're connected to, while does seem to help facilitate, this creature's workings with it, the mechanisms within are not responding. Whatever it uses for power, and you can kind of sense this with primal sense. It doesn't get its power from electricity. It's more primal than that. If you were a more, like, I don't know, how much of, Inea knows some things about, like, not necessarily hypertech itself, but knows about the technocracy using, like, their versions of, periaps, batteries that store quintessence. They have their own version of that where they can grab power from, the vacuum energy of space-time,
You're still talking with the gremlin voice.
I am? Okay. Is that better? Wow. No?
How about now?
There!
Yeah, the whole time.
Oh,
Since
that's
you turned it
beautiful.
on.
You know what? I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it wasn't
You
bad.
turned it on and it just stayed on.
I don't know why
I
it
wonder
does
if
that.
He thinks that's toggling.
It's supposed to toggle. It's designed to toggle. I don't know why it doesn't toggle. I'm right here at toggle. All right. Well, whatever.
No, it was awesome.
It is awesome. I should just get a big red button that says, "Don't forget." Yeah, but put on your headphones and listen to yourself. But then I'd have to do so much extra work.
It'll give you some kind of signal or something when it's happening.
I don't. I try not to look at people's faces when I talk.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, your understanding of things. This device would not, or doesn't seem to get its power from standard electricity.
Okay.
And you know enough about quintessence that you would imagine the technocracy uses something similar.
I sure wish I could get the data off of this and onto my laptop.
Yeah, that would be a nice thing. But this is a stubborn, dead thing. It doesn't have any life. I think we should destroy it, though. It's from those guys that they always make you work, and they're always like, do this, do that, and follow the rules, and I don't like it.
You wouldn't happen to know somebody named Glitch, would you?
He hops up a bit and puts out a stubby little hand.
Oh, yeah. I don't think we've met, but not officially. Here you go. Hi.
Glitch, huh?
That's what they kind of call me sometimes. Not always. Sometimes something else. But for you, I'll be Glitch.
Okay, I get his little paw and I give it a shake.
Absolutely.
Nice to meet you, Glitch. And I was really hoping to learn something from this thing, but
Yeah, it's a bummer.
thank you for your help.
Very uncooperative. It's got security protocols and, again, follows the rules. Wants to be in its own little box.
Okay. Well, thank you for your help, and if you'd like, let's go outside away from buildings, and you can blow it up to your heart's content.
To that point, you've been mucking around with some hypertech here. There's actually let me pull that chart up because I was looking at this earlier today going, this is gonna be fun.
Uh-oh.
Okay, yeah. I am going to roll a 10-sided die.
Oh dear.
Two.
It's never good when the GM goes.
As yeah, I gotta.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they use descriptive language, and I have to kind of parse out what that means because it's on a spectrum. So,
Okay, that's fair.
like, what is the difference between good and great and magnificent?
Well, I can
Okay,
show you, but
yeah.
you have to pay for it.
I'm gonna say on a scale between here, as you are speaking with Glitch, and as they assist you in mucking with this bit of technology, your misunderstanding of it does trigger its security, and you manage to keep it from alerting beyond the borders of Cascade Grove, but it does explode, and it explodes in this confined space. It is going to, I'm going to, well, yeah, let's see, how much damage does a bomb do? That's a good question, Tim. You notice that it starts doesn't beep, or it does vibrate a bit, and you can feel it getting warmer, and that gives you a opportunity to try and duck out of the way. So I'm gonna roll for the damage. You're gonna try and dodge, and that might subtract some, and then of course, well, this would be lethal damage, so there's no soak, unfortunately. So go ahead and roll the dice.
Where is, let's see, what is dodge?
Dodge is Dex and Athletics. And it looks like there's only one success on my roll of 10 dice.
Okay, well, thank God. I'm still looking for athletics. There it is.
Yeah, so give me that roll with a difficulty of 6. Or sorry, difficulty of 7, because you're in a small confined room with an explosion.
Right. Difficulty 6. Okay.
7.
Oh, 7.
Yeah.
And then I accidentally hit the wrong button and canceled it. Damn it.
But at least you made the button, so it's easier.
Yeah. Oh, damn. Alright,
It's not
so
a-
Billie is gonna have to do my rolling for the rest of the night.
Yeah. Well, it's not a botch. You you managed to get under the table as this device starts heating up, and then deafening sound. You take a piece of shrapnel to your leg, doing 1 point of lethal damage. No soaking there because it's lethal. And the cabin itself starts to sway, and anybody outside could hear it and see the building. It's going to fall. But debris everywhere, smoke, you can smell the fire. What does Inea do?
She's underneath the table right now. With
Yeah,
an
the
injured
table's
leg.
shredded also.
Okay, so she's underneath a pile of splinters.
Yes, that's more accurate.
Okay, well...
Consider this is about the same as a suicide bomber.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot which symbol is the lethal damage. Is it the cross of the line down the middle?
Just the X.
Just
Slashes for bashing, X is for lethal.
Okay. Can I see the building getting ready to quit on me?
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
is it really obvious?
It's not so much that it's obvious, but you're also surrounded by things that are starting to catch fire and the smoke, and it's
Okay,
probably
so
not a good idea to be in the building.
I'm gonna army crawl as quickly as I can, given my leg, for the door.
Yeah, absolutely. So you make your way, you're to the door, and you hear.
Glad you enjoyed your glitch, but I gotta get out of here now.
Oh yeah. You definitely get to the door. You can hear the cackle as he is just, enjoying the flames that are consuming the technology that he hated so much. It's funny. He's a bit of tech himself, but he hates the ones that are just too rigid.
I was gonna say, I'm interested that he has opinions, capital O, about seems like the technocracy in general he just doesn't really like very much.
You know what? I'm gonna actually also have you roll a intelligence and lore spirits, which would be extra knowledge 1.
Got it. Okay. And the difficulty?
6.
For crying out loud, I finally got a decent roll.
Yeah. And you still rolled a 1 in there somehow. You glitch after dealing with him a bit in this scenario and earlier, and just the kind of the dual image that you've gotten, and remembering back to what he appeared like when you were in the technocracy construct, you're starting to see that, the Vidaire that comes with glitch is very strong. And as someone who's studied the spirits and knows this feels a lot more. This feels familiar to what you've heard of Coyote, and not just like some random. It's like the theory for a lot of spirit mages and shamans is that spirits inhabit many different forms, and it's usually the onlooker that assigns what that spirit is or looks like, or how it addresses. So could be Coyote, could be Hermes, could be Glitch. There's a lot of different trickster spirits out there, and they could all be the same. Who knows?
Yep.
It's a big trick.
Raven is also a trickster.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so do I make it out the door before the building comes down on me?
These aren't terribly large buildings. The explosion wasn't as effective as it would have been likely if it had a full charge of whatever powers it.
Mm-hmm.
So Yeah, you managed to get out without serious injury, and I'd say this is a good opportunity to transition to Jezebel. You are not present in the compound. You are off in the woods. You find yourself in the familiar woodland surrounding the Cascade Grove. It's going to be a long journey back, but this is the place. Secluded, safe, beautiful. What are you out there doing?
So honestly, Jesse's smoking.
All right.
There's doobies. There's doobies in her pouch somewhere.
Oh, you bought a whole
So
bunch before
she's-
coming down here.
Oh, definitely. So she's channeling her inner Tommy Chong and just, blowing it down in the woods really quick. Nothing too serious.
Yeah, as you do.
As you do, And I think that I would like to, when I'm nice and toasty, try and speak with Polaris. I have some apples here. I'd like to give him an apple.
Apples are great, not just for Polaris, but also the munchies.
You're right. They're delicious and nutritious, and they keep the doctor away, so I've been told.
But why would you ever want to keep a doctor away? They do
Depends
so
on
many
the
good
doctor.
things. I like doctors. I just don't like going to them.
Fair. Felt.
Okay. Yeah, so you are out there, you're trying to feel the vibes, trying to commune with that consciousness, that cosmic being that you have grown to associate as Polaris, that you have formed a bond with, and may even be a piece of you. Who knows? You're not sure. It's hard to tell. Is this all happening in your head? As Dumbledore said, why would it make it any less true? One bit of wisdom from that woman, and that's all I'm gonna take. All right.
The damn shame her only legacy is the cool characters.
Uh-huh. I would like you to roll. Let's see. Let's just do, for now, let's do the perception and meditation.
Oh. Meditation. There we go. What's the difficulty?
6.
6. Oh, poop.
No successes, but not a botch, and it doesn't really matter if it's not magic anyway. But that would just been like you getting into zone, making your roll easier, because that's a good thing. But in this case, you're not getting any benefit from the meditation, and you are just looking to do more actual connection. So you've got the rote, and so you can roll your Arete plus prime, and the difficulty will be the base 5.
Is my prime? Is it 2 or Where is it? 2. Okay. So Arete plus prime. 2. And what was the difficulty again?
5.
5?
Hmm?
Okay. That's better.
Way better. Way better. Takes a little longer than usual. It's a little bit distracting with the things that are weighing on your mind. Thinking about this weird dream connection, this strange turn of events with the murder in the West. You contacting the commune and trying to get them to, find lawyers and help with different charitable work for Joel. But eventually you calm down. You start feeling the mood a little bit more. The sun is starting to pull back behind some of the mountains in the area, so it's not quite so hot, and you just find yourself really in a good, comfortable spot and take a bite of that apple, that juicy apple. And as you crunch down and you hear that satisfying snap of that apple,
what you got there?
Oh, hi Polaris. It's good to see you again. You want some more apple?
This entity that is now kind of filling all your perceptions, and you feel like you're kind of not on the Earth at the moment, and you're floating in space, and you kind of see this nebula of gas and matter and just something out of Star Trek. It taking this strange shaped horse, it begins to mold and form and come down, and the world kind of reshifts back to I am Polaris.
Shifts back down to I really need to pay attention. Shifts back down to base reality and a bit more of a normal horse as he comes more into the form that you've seen him before as, just a bit more solid of a horse.
It's good to see you again. And you actually came in the nick of time.
Who's Nate?
I think I need your help.
That's what I'm here for.
Well, okay, so last night I had a really weird dream. And I wasn't the only person in that dream. My friends were too. But there was someone else, or something else, maybe.
Yeah, that was pretty trippy, wasn't it?
Yeah, very much that. Very much that. Very trippy indeed.
Yeah, I didn't really expect that. It was interesting.
You didn't expect... Did you see?
Oh yeah? How else do you think you got there?
Huh.
And
As he's there chewing the apple in your hand, the horse shifts and changes to more of a human form and takes the apple. Yeah.
Polaris. How dare. It's cool though. What happened? What was that? Okay, so many questions. So many questions.
what?
Oh.
What questions?
So, okay. Firstly, which form do you prefer?
Do I have to have a preference?
No, I guess not. It made me curious. why now? What made you shift forms now? Like, what was that dream? Like, what was that meant to happen? Was I supposed to see that coming for Charlie, for Calvin?
I enjoy a multitude of forms. The form we met in, you seem to like that. So I like it too.
Yay. I like horses.
But there are benefits to having hands.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I couldn't do this if I were a horse. And you wouldn't understand if I was, I had these hooves and I tried to, it doesn't work.
If ever you're of a mind to, I'd love to. That would crack me up.
As for why you're there, so Morrow and I, we were speaking with the Alder Bowl. Seemed like Charlie was asking for help.
Yeah. And I suppose I was able to help him a little bit.
Well, you can't do everything for her.
Of course not.
But who are we to not aid a friend in need?
Right, what sort of friend would I be if I didn't, you know?
What sort of friend would I be? If I
I
didn't?
think you're a very good friend, Polaris.
Thank you.
So I do have another question. Will I be able to help Nay in the same way?
He, in this strange amorphous form without even a face, but you could hear the voice, and he moves with a fluidity that is difficult to describe because there's no skeletal structure, there's no muscle. It's just almost just space itself. And I don't necessarily mean like space, the cosmic look, but like space itself is warping around him as he moves. Almost as if it's the reality warping around him to move him. He grabs another apple, and you see, pull it up to his face, and a bite comes out of it, even though he has no mouth to bite with.
I don't know. I mean, that kind of depends on Mara. She's a bit more on the fence for this sort of thing. I think she prefers a more direct approach.
Direct approach. Is Morrow nice?
I don't know if that actually has a meaning for her. She's nice to some.
Well, I guess a better question is she nice to Nay? That's the important bit.
Oh. She would do anything for that.
Good. When the time comes, in the same way that I might be able to help Nay, if possible, and in the same way that I was able to help Charlie, will you help me when that time comes too?
I already have. Why it is difficult to there are realities that are hard to put into human language. But I would say that we seek unity. And I would put to you that I thought that you understood that this extended not just to you, but to those who are close to you.
Yes. I suppose that's true. I worry about whether or not I'm able or capable or ready in the same way that Charlie and Nay are.
If they're ready, I think you're ready.
Well, that's very kind of you.
If there's anything to be ready for, I don't know. There's so much out there. Who knows? It's exciting.
It is exciting, which brings me to my next question, as a matter of fact. This dream space, this dream place or time or wherever that I was, can I go there independent of Charlie and Nay?
Absolutely.
Is it just me going to sleep, or is this something different?
I mean, the Maya is real. You've been there. Every human has been there. You just happen to be there when Charlie was really there. It's hard to say.
I like this place. I wasn't able to do a lot, but I was able to do enough to impact something good. And that makes me feel like I might be powerful, for want of a better word, in this space.
One step at a time.
Well, you know, I don't mind taking it one step at a time. I like being able to help my friends. And I like that you're here to help me, and Maro's here to help Nay, and the network is here to help Charlie. It does make me... It makes me content to know that I can make a difference in that way, I suppose. In that small way.
Yes, that's what, I think that's the point. To give a shit.
Give a shit. Absolutely. And I definitely give a shit. I give a shit about my friends. So, another more difficult question. I've decided that I want to learn more about life magic. And as much information as I can find on that kind of thing, I've studied a bit with Joseph, and I've learned a lot. But it's brought me to this realization that I have the ability to do harm. Not just to fuck with people's heads, but to do actual harm beyond just blowing some shit up. Which I'm also very good at. I suppose my concern is that I don't want to lose me in the ability to do harm. How do you hold on to yourself when you know that you can destroy others?
There is a... I don't know if I have an answer to that. I've destroyed many myself. Not maliciously, but more in the course of life. Things grow, things die, things get hurt, things give birth, things change. Life, for you, changes, and changes rapidly. It's such a small fraction of time.
Yeah, you're
And-
telling me.
For us, it's more spread out. It's different. I'll have to ponder this. Does causing harm change me? I don't know. I've never considered it.
I really just want to be someone that I can be proud of, is all. And I don't know that I can be proud of me if I feel as though I've lost my humanity. Because I guess that's the one thing that separates me from the technocracy and any other big bad that's coming after my friends. The difference between us and them is that we try to retain our humanity, and they no longer give a shit.
I think, as long as you're still able to ask that question, I think you'll be alright.
Well, that's a relief. That's a huge relief. I think I'd like to dance a little. Would you dance with me, Polaris?
The apple takes another bite out of it, and it looks mostly down to its core, and you see him toss it over his shoulder, and he takes the stance, ready to dance.
Yeah! Okay, we're about to shimmy. We're gonna shimmy a little bit.
How do you dance with Polaris?
Well, I guess it's not appropriate to twerk in this instance.
I mean,
How much does Polaris want some ass thrown on him? Just asking the real question.
I mean, it's your party.
Well, for proprieties, we'll start with a simple walk.
Okay, so there's some decorum with the cosmic being. Got it.
Just with Polaris. Everybody else can catch these cheeks, though.
Okay. Yes. As you take your stance with Polaris, and as you begin to take the steps 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and you start moving, you do hear kind of that music box chime in your head, that of a stirring waltz as you begin to dance in the clearing, in the opening that you had found before.
And what I have in my head is the dance scene between the devil and Lily from Legend.
Whoa. Yeah, that's creepy. Okay. Because I now see these big horns on Polaris, and I can't unsee them.
That would be pretty epic, not even gonna lie.
All of a sudden, he turns into the Prince of Darkness. And
Nice.
and then creepily turns and says, I don't want you to do as I say. I want you to want to do as I say. No. No, that's not Polaris at all. He's not that guy.
No, it doesn't fit at all. It was the waltz thing. That's what came to mind.
Mm-hmm. And the waltz continues into its logical and musical conclusion. And he takes a step back and he bows, again, reality warping around him just to accommodate his existence.
He's so cool, man. He's so cool for no reason.
And
so,
he seems to kind of blow with the wind a little bit and become more of the horse-like, entity that you know.
I danced with the spirit horse. Aunt Mabel told me to get out. I am out and dancing with reality warping beings. It's great.
It's definitely a new experience. As the dance concludes and Polaris takes a bit of a step back and starts forming the shape of a horse, you hear him say,
You need to get back to the grove.
Okay.
and then you hear an explosion.
Oh, fuck me twice. I am running. I'm running as fast as possible towards that sound.
As you should. As we move into Charlie territory. Charlie, you feel, all things considered, pretty good. You can sense the world around you a bit better. You feel things a bit deeper. The mycelial consciousness, the what the Verbena would call the alder bowl, you understand that on a new level that you hadn't before. But that being aside, the news of your father's friend and colleague, Joel, having confessed to a murder that you're not even sure happened, and one that you've been accused of committing, it sits kind of heavy in your gut. And you know you have to do something. Prior to your seeking, you had done a bit of a reach out to the only awakened lawyer you know, Mark Cardassian. And in this time away from the rest of the Cabal, you've chosen to use this time to call and get some more formal information and processes going. I'm running out of water. Actually, I'm out of water. I keep going for the water and I'm out of the water. Let's go on.
Okay, so I'm calling up Mark and I need to let him know that it doesn't, well, this doesn't make any sense whatsoever. This whole situation doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one, I don't know that this is even a person, you know, this Oliver Green, let alone whether that person was killed, if that was a person. So I need to get information about that, but I need to find out if there's anything that I can do to help out Joel. I mean, he's been a good friend of the family for, as long as as long as my memory goes back.
Mhm. Yeah, he's he's not as old as your father. He's but he's still been here for several years. He's like a good uncle. He's a younger brother to your father almost. So yeah, you send the call out. You're on the phone, and Mark picks up, and he's like, "Good afternoon, Charlie. Glad to hear from you.
Yeah, I wish it was under better circumstances.
Oh, don't I know it? Don't I know it? What? Well, let's talk. Let's figure this out, because this is definitely strange new territory for this.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I'm going to talk
Joel
to
is
you. Go ahead.
It's pretty close to me, so like I want to know why. I mean, why? That's the thing that gets me is like.
I don't know. It's a pretty twisted and sick game that somebody seems to be playing.
Yeah, this Quinn character.
Do you
At least
tell?
we assume so.
Do you tell Mark about Agent Quinn and the morning at Claire's?
I kind of feel like I have to, because it is its background to what happened here, and it feels like it was the thing that changed this.
Okay, so you were approached by Quinn, and Quinn. What did Quinn want from you?
It seemed like he wanted our help in something, but and he was looking for this device thing, that we supposedly had, right?
Okay, so you had a device. That's not uncommon. We find that all the time. Okay, but he was looking for your help. Did he indicate? Well, yeah. Did he indicate anything in terms of his relation to the situation?
The way that he made it seem was like there were forces that are beyond his control necessarily, but he wanted to try to change things with what was going on, and he wasn't able to necessarily do that himself. I don't know. That's the way it seemed to me.
Yeah.
But then I don't know, because it seemed like, I mean, how am I supposed to trust this person or this thing? I don't even know. It seemed like, I don't know. He seemed very robotic for a, But then these agents, any of them that we've dealt with also seem very like Joe Friday, if that makes any sense. Just very like, just the facts, just very much to the point.
Yeah. They seem to really like that creepy 50s detective vibe, huh?
Yes.
I've had some dealings with them before. I think they're clones. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm not sure.
That's a reasonable theory. I mean, from what I witnessed.
They all look alike, and I know that sounds terrible. That they all look the same. I can't tell the difference between them. But yeah, it's possible. Okay, so Agent Quinn, seemingly unhappy with his bosses, talks to you, and then indicates that he wants your assistance. And then, of course, the subject comes up that you are under investigation and hiding. And then, what happened then?
Well, I'll put it this way: some pressure was put on him, or at least we were kind of indicated to him that we wanted him to, to help out with my situation.
Some reasonable quid pro
if we were
quo.
going to do anything, right? If we were going to do anything for him, that he needed to do something for us, and then, not long after that, we heard this news.
Right.
So it just feels like, one very well may be related to the other.
Fixing things.
This was, it was a tense conversation.
Sounds like it would be. Let me. Okay. And you think that Quinn may be behind this new development in your case?
I think so.
Okay. Well, some of this feels like the typical technocracy, specifically New World Order posturing. They really like to play head games. I think, and I could be wrong, but from what you've told me so far, it sounds like they wanted you to doubt the things that you've experienced, and then they wanted to expose you as some sort of crazy, basically delegitimizing you. Maybe some other longer game. They tend not to think short term. And now they're flexing. Now they want you to know who's really in control.
That does make sense.
It's disturbing. I'm not gonna lie. Since a couple decades ago, we've been in just large holding patterns with them. It's getting a bit warmer though. That Cold War.
Yeah, I really don't like being directly in the line of fire, I don't like being in their sights. I don't really like being in anybody's sights, a lot. I keep to myself for the most part, but as much as I want to do something,
Well, you are doing something. You're talking to me. I am looking into it. I will reach out to the Vashan Island or Unity commune. That's the name of them, I think, right? I know of Mabel. I haven't met her myself, but I know of her and her people. And so I'm sure they have lawyers. I mean, we'll work together. And I won't even charge you for it.
Oh, that's sweet.
Oh yeah, because you don't know my rates.
Oh, I can imagine that you do well.
Well, I mean, you don't wear these suits unless you have something to back up. Anyway, I like my suits. I'm just saying. So,
Well, and they suit you well.
yeah. Well, thank you. Well, anyway, so, I will reach out to Joel. I will make sure that he and whatever legal team may also be going that direction. That we either are coordinated or we get the dead weight out of them. Because I don't know if you know this or not, but there's a lot of star fuckery going on with us lawyers. And this is actually a pretty interesting case. Somebody definitely will want to make their name on it. So I'm going to try and get them as far away from this as possible, as well as build a team that will help protect your friend Joel as best as possible from not just the sleeper law, but also from this Agent Quinn. That one concerns me more than his legal product. I could get him off, I'm sure.
Yeah. I don't know. The whole thing has got me really. They're in my head, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
You should invest in something that will get them out of your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a nice Merlot. I prefer that. Future reference if you ever need to buy me a gift.
Noted.
Good. Now, I will let you go. And then as he's finishing that statement, you hear outside your cabin the deafening explosion.
Oh yeah, I hang up the phone and get out the door to find out what the hell's going on.
Yeah, as you're doing that, Mark is like, "What? Where? Well, okay, that sounds more important."
Yeah, I gotta go.
Yes. And Inea, you are crawling your way out the door, and you start picking yourself up and start stumbling away from the wreckage that is this building that is about to crumble and fall. A congregation of several people start coming your direction. The first one to reach you is Daniel, and he comes up and he takes a good look at you, and he like holds you. He's like, "Are you okay? What was that?"
What? I can't hear.
Oh,
Sorry, I can't hear.
Thank Olorun. Okay. Okay, is there anybody inside?
No, it was just me. And fucking technocracy.
What do you mean technocracy? What is this? What's going on?
Turns out the piece of tech I was working on was technocracy. I'm sorry, I can barely hear you. I just got blown up.
Oh, here. Charlie, come, help.
Charlie comes running over.
And Inea looks mostly bruised, banged up, has, obviously a little bit of tinnitus. Her
I
leg
mean, you
is
sit in the middle of an explosion and don't get ringing ears.
no, of course not. And there's big gash in her leg, and definitely favors it when she's standing. It's like, oh, this is terrible. What the? We just built this one.
Charlie, Charlie, that thing that you found, it's technocracy. It's hypertech. Well, it was. It doesn't. It
That
used
can
to
wait
be.
a minute. Let me get you healed first.
Okay.
I want to cast my rote trauma.
Yeah, absolutely.
I start like working on the wound and chanting words of power.
Yeah. As you do, when you're that very strong, powerful mage that can do that. So yeah, Arete plus life. The difficulty is 7. Casting it on another person.
Life 3. What was the difficulty?
7 is the base difficulty.
7.
Now, like I said, you. Huh? -1? What?
Oh my goodness.
It's not a botch because there are some successes in that. Or there's one success. But in this moment, as you say your words, as you prepare Inea's leg, and you take a point of paradox because this is a vulgar spell. 2, it's not didn't botch, so there's no backlash, but really close. But you also the stitching of her leg, what you seems to kind of grow together, but it's not fully human flesh. It kind of grows like fungal strands, and it's a bit soft, and then it just kind of decomposes and flakes off without actually affecting anything. It seems that there's possibly some additional metaphysical something preventing this from working.
Sorry, Nay, I'm just not able to.
It's
So-
okay.
What's up?
Okay, so
But I can actually just treat the wound.
Yes, yeah, you can
I do
use,
have some medical knowledge.
yeah, you can definitely stop any bleeding and making any situation worse with an intelligence and medicine roll. That may even help make things less difficult later.
What's the difficulty on that?
It's a pretty basic wound. It's not terrible. So yeah, I'd just say 6. Two successes there. Yay! So
Yay.
yeah, you managed to bandage up the leg quite a bit. Get some, first aid that Daniel brings from another cabin. And he's like, here, I don't know what to do.
I got this. Let me see that kit.
And he looks back at you and looks at the cabin. So it exploded.
Daniel, I'm so sorry. I had no idea that what I was working on even had an explosive component. I don't even know. I think it was probably a security measure, but it started heating up, and I had this. It was going too fast, and I ducked under the table. I didn't honestly think it was gonna take the whole cabin down.
It could be worse. It could have hurt you. Could have killed you.
Yeah.
By the grace of Olorun, you're alive, and that's important.
Thank you. I'm still working through that.
Take your time. We'll get you back to the cabin. We can take you back to my place, and I feel like I should make you a salad.
I mean, I probably should be hungry at some point, but I'm not quite there yet. Still working on the whole didn't die in an explosion thing.
No, that's...
Yeah, let's not feed somebody who's probably in a little bit of shock.
I don't know these things. I do everything I can. I worry.
Your help is very much appreciated, Daniel.
Geez, this is a very exciting day.
That's one way to look at it. Yes.
Well, come. We'll get you squared away. We'll put on some soothing music, and yeah, we'll light some incense, and I'll make sure that Joseph is not going to scream. That sort of thing.
I mean, I would, if he's gonna scream, now's the time because I can't hear him.
Well, okay. That's fair. That's fair. Well,
I had no idea. That thing was inert. I thought it was. It felt dead. It didn't have any charge, and it wouldn't take charge when I tried to charge it. And then it was heating up, and it didn't make sense. It still doesn't make sense. I don't understand what...
Who understands these technocrats? I don't understand. Why make something that explodes? I mean, unless you... I don't make things that explode.
That's a wise thing to avoid, actually.
I did meet somebody who does like things to explode, but he's... Well, no, I don't know. I don't know this technology. I don't know the things.
Okay,
so we can let me call Joseph, and he'll be back soon. He probably sees the smoke.
I mean, is there a garden hose somebody can turn on?
Do we need to put out the fire?
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine. Hold on. Let me go out there. Let me check on these things. And he heads out there, and he plops himself on his knees in front of the building, and he lays out some tools, and he starts chanting, and it looks like this. There's like these holy religious symbols. Some of them look like European, but but then there's also some very almost looks like voodoo type stuff. That if you were looking for classical type of stuff, and he starts swaying, and his eyes are closed, and he's breathing, and he starts speaking in a language you're not familiar with, and slowly over the course of, well, let's see, let's do a Zerate roll for this. Let's see. Not a botch. But not a success
what is it
either.
with rolling tonight? Good grief.
Hey, that would have been an interesting botch. Anyway, as he's swaying and chanting and praying, nothing happens, and he looks worried even more than he did before. He's like, I think we're going to have to get the buckets. And the other people in the area, they were already trying to get the fire out, but these buildings are far enough away from one another. They're not close up. That's a security measure, of course, for this type of thing. But the fire begins to continue to consume, and over the course of the next hour, Jezebel, you make your way back to the grove, and there's this plume of black smoke. And by the time you get there, the building has completely collapsed in on itself and burned to a blackened crisp. And Daniel looks exhausted from not being able to affect things the way he normally would, and has been helping put out the fire as Charlie and Inea have really been moved to a safe spot for the moment. And you come up as Daniel's on the phone. I don't know what happened. I don't know. It's all falling apart. You need to get back here soon. Yes. I can't handle this without you. You know. I get frustrated if you don't tell me when you're gonna be here. Come on, get your over here.
Daniel?
Joseph, I have to go. Get here soon. And he cleans up, puts his phone back in his pocket. Jeze, you're safe. Oh, I was so worried about you.
Worried about me? I'm worried about you. What the hell happened here?
Your friend blew up the cabin.
Okay, which one? It's possible with either.
I mean, you're not wrong. Inea,
Holy shit, is she okay?
She's
Where is she?
fine.
Where is everyone?
They're all in Joseph's cabin, in our cabin. By the grace of Petra Valhalla, we're good.
Okay, are
You're
you
good,
okay?
by the
Is
grace.
everything good here?
No,
It's still on fire. Wait, it's still on fire?
no, it's collapses.
Oh my god. Okay.
And the fire is out. It took some work. It's time. I prayed to the spirits. I prayed to Orixas, and nothing. Didn't work.
Oh.
There's something very wrong about that space now.
Well, that's no good. So, love you lots. I'm gonna go check on my friends,
Go,
if
yeah,
that's
go.
okay.
Joseph, he says he's gonna be here soon. I call him 5 times, and it's taking forever.
Daniel, it's okay. It's okay.
He's gonna be
Everyone's
so
okay.
mad.
He will, and it's okay. Shit happens, you know?
You're sweet. Thank you.
Okay. Be calm out here. I'm gonna go. And Jeze takes off.
Okay. Charlie and Inea, you've come in and out of the building a couple times, but you know most of the membership here of the Chantry has basically said, "Hey, no, it's cool. We'll handle it. It's all good. Take care of yourselves." And then Jeze comes running into the room.
Jesus. Okay, Nay, are you okay? What the hell happened? Can you hear me? Are you good? There was
what?
a loud explosion.
What? Speak up. I can't hear.
Jeze runs and gives her a big hug.
Okay.
A big hug. Okay. I'm so glad you're safe. I heard what happened, and Charlie, are you okay? Is everyone okay in here?
Yeah, fine. I was in the over in our cabin. I was actually on the phone with Mark talking about Joel and his case, and kind of giving Mark the update of what's going on. He's gonna help us out.
Oh, awesome. That's really cool. I'm really glad you guys are okay. I heard a loud explosion, and after I saw everything, the worst case scenario is immediately what popped in my head. I'm just really glad you guys are okay.
Nay is doing her best to read lips and kind of try and follow through the ringing.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know if this is a thing I can do, but I want to ask: is it possible for me to help with Nay's tinnitus?
So your rating for life is you're capable of like healing yourself, you're capable of doing that sort of thing, but complex organisms require 3 life to do any type of physical healing. Now, that being said, you have 3 mind, and you could, in theory, boost her ability to read lips better, or even be, or you could even just be telepathic.
I could. Okay, I could do that. I could do that.
You could
indeed.
just
Okay.
Charles Xavier this whole thing.
I'm cool with that. Okay, what would I have to do to be telepathic so that way Nate can hear us?
Well, specifically. All right, get off the explosives charts. We're beyond that.
One explosion per session is plenty.
Oh, then I'm way behind.
I mean,
Right, this
unless
is not
I'm
a
the
Michael
one
Bay
making
movie.
things explode. I mean, it could be.
No,
but
let's
only
not-
if I
Not
don't
yet.
blow
This is
shit
not
up.
the finale.
No.
My favorite thing in the world, one of my favorite things, is epic rap battles. Like directors, that was like Spielberg versus I forget who it started off with, but it starts off with like just Spielberg, and then it moves to a different director, then it moves to Kubrick, then it moves to, and it just ends with Michael Bay like just rapping about how it's all about motherfucking money. And you're like, well, at least they got the personality right. Okay. So telepathy, yes. Just straight up, as an effect, requires mind 3. So, you would just roll your arete. The difficulty, this is not, it's vulgar. So it would be difficulty 7, but you've got instruments and other ways of lowering that, and it would require 2 successes. So a little more difficult than just, but hey, you get 2 successes. So what do you do to open your mind and share conscious communication with those around you?
So this is like slick, really obnoxious, but I'm gonna go into a full yoga routine real quick, just for 2 seconds, real quick. You know, do a little bit of jangling, little bit of jingling of the bells and such, and really focus and center. And then I'm going to share everything Charlie just said about Mark Kardashian with Nay, as well as giving Nay all kinds of telepathic hugs, because what the fuck truly went on this day. Good gracious. It's too early. It's too early, bro. We just got here.
You've been here for about 2 weeks now.
No, that's fine, but like, it's 5 early. Shit is.
Okay. So, yeah, Jezebel, you move through some different forms, and you don't get as many weird looks from Charlie or Inea, because they're used to it by now. And you also add in a little bit of like throat singing as you do this, and that really actually kind of surprises Charlie. Inea, who can't hear it, but is like, wow, I didn't think you could even pull that off.
Not used to those noises coming out of a woman.
No. But it makes for a suitably open environment for everyone's minds, and you can kind of feel the connections between it. And these are familiar people to you at this point. The connections are not as difficult as it would be with a complete stranger. So, and your thoughts are their thoughts.
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, wow.
Well, hi. Nay, first of
It's
all,
interesting. I've never had telepathy, but I've thought I had telepathy a couple of times on mushrooms.
you know, this might not be all that unfamiliar to you, you know? So, first of all, Nay, love you lots. No more explosions before noon. And never, ever by yourself.
Well, this is afternoon at this point, but yes.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Now we can have snacks.
It was not supposed, and Nay is yelling. It was not supposed to be exploding. It wasn't supposed to be able to. It was dead. It was dead. I couldn't even get it to take a charge. And then it just. Poof.
Oh, I'm so glad you're okay.
It got
Yeah.
warm. And I noticed it getting warm, and then. Glitch. Paid me a visit.
Oh. How was that?
Well, it exploded.
Mildly alarming, and then it exploded.
Wow.
I don't think Glitch did that, but he definitely enjoyed it.
He sounds like a chaos monster.
I'm starting to wonder about his relation to Coyote. Yeah. Anyway, technocracy. That thing was definitely technocracy. And I can't say, because I couldn't even get it open, whether it's related to the government too, but they're technocracy, so I almost have to assume they've got people in.
I mean, that's fair. It's definitely something we can look into.
I'm sorry I couldn't get more out of it, Charlie.
No, I'm just glad you're okay.
While you're having this conversation, Joseph walks in the door.
Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
He's... Do I have... He walks in, looks a bit disturbed. Walks right up to Inea. And then just gives her a hug. Like, are you okay?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
And I'm getting this echo through through Jesse. So
Yeah, telepathy's weird sometimes.
that's weird. I'm okay. Still processing.
Good. I mean, not that. Good that you're okay.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about the cabin. That thing shouldn't have even been able to do that. It was dead.
It's fine. It's fine. Daniel's freaking out, but it's
I
fine.
noticed that. Okay.
I don't know why he thinks I'd be so angry about this. It's just a building. I mean, yeah. I mean, we built it like last summer. Not a big deal.
Yeah, he mentioned that it was a fairly new one.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Like I said, we'll build another one. It's not a big deal. I'll just bill Malcolm for it.
Oh man.
It is so nice to be able to bill my son-in-law for bullshit.
Okay, you know what? I feel less bad about it now.
Yeah, it's on his tab.
Okay.
And quite frankly, it's definitely not the worst thing that's come to our doorstep here.
I kind of could have done without it, to be honest.
Well, I fully understand, but let me take a look at that leg.
And I get it propped up out there. I assume there's probably an ottoman or something I can, a coffee table, something I can stick my leg up on so he can look.
Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Oh, this isn't bad at all. Let me go grab a few things." He comes back and he's got a black twine and a stitching needle. He's like, "This will take a little bit, but it'll be fine." And puts his hand over the wound, and he is going to roll his air tags. That's a thing.
Jesse's watching really closely.
Same.
Very closely.
we are just having some shitty fucking rolls. But
Tonight has not been the night for
the
rolling.
dice gods are not on our side tonight.
almost every roll has a 1 or 2 or 3 ones in it. It's insane. But he also rolled a couple of 9s and an 8 and a 6. So, plenty of successes there. You immediately notice the pain is gone. And removes the bandage and he starts stitching the wound with the twine, and as the flesh comes together and he pulls it tight and gets a good stitch on there, the wound has already stopped bleeding, and then the scar that would be there seems to age a bit, and it is now it appears to be about a month after the wound, and it's no longer a problem, and you don't feel a thing at all. It is back to 0 in terms of amount of health boxes. Like, that's there is something in the air after that. I'm gonna have to look into that. Things feel off.
So what exploded was a piece of technocracy hypertech. It didn't have a lot of juice. Like I said, I thought it was dead. Inea is still yelling, by the way. But
he could actually fix that too.
Oh.
He's like, are you having problems hearing?
Yeah, I'm getting everything through Jeze right now.
Okay.
Oh, I shut that off.
He takes his hands and he puts them over your ears, kind of pulls you in, kisses you on the forehead.
Okay. Nate is not used to being touched.
Fuck. And immediately you feel the warm intent wash over you, and the ringing stops, and he pulls his hands away. He's like, there you go. That should be better.
That is much better. Thank you so much. Oh, leg and ears, so much better. Thank you.
Oh, of course. No worries.
Anyway, what I was saying is that it was technocracy hypertech. Not sure about its route to get to me, but that may be why everything feels weird. If you'd like, I can try a cleansing later. I honestly, this is the first time I've encountered something like this, so I don't know how much help I'll be.
Yeah, I went by before coming in here, and Daniel was freaking out because he couldn't put the fire out with his spirits, and told me about Charlie having problems healing you. And
yeah, it didn't work right, and I couldn't even focus well enough to try and fix it myself. So
he's in a bit of a panic, but I think we can manage. Like I said, we survived worse, and I've seen things like this before. The Union likes to employ countermeasures to the way we do things. And some of their methods involve effects that will harden reality and make will working more difficult. Not a problem. Like I said, I've been dealing with these guys since I was a young lad, and it's fine.
Okay.
Hopefully we don't have any, people show up on our doorstep. I'm sure it's fine.
I think I got that part of it shut down, or at least confined here to the grove.
Okay.
At least that was the sense I got just before kaboom.
Excellent. Well, it kind of puts a damper on things. I was away, and I was out picking out a gift for you guys.
Man.
Oh.
Yeah. That's okay.
So sorry, Joseph.
Oh, that's fine. It's not a big deal. In fact, I think it might be needed more now than ever. He heads out, comes back, and there's this beautifully wrapped box. Brings it in, places it on the table, and that's where we're going to end tonight.
Come on! Come on!
I see you
my actual god!
Nope.
For a week, we have to wait for patient.
I am calling the National Guard. This is against my rights. Oh my god.
So, earlier, you were dealing with the scanner, and there is actually a chart called Mucking Around with Wonders, which is basically if a technocracy person is trying to mess with a fetish or some sort of charm, or vice versa. And on the chart, I had a choice. I mean, based on the roll, I rolled a 2. And the chart goes from 1 down to 10, 1 being something horrible happens, and 2 being something dreadful happens, and 3 something bad happens. I had to try and figure out what does horrible look like, and what does dreadful look like, and what does bad look like.
Well, I think you got it right. An explosion is pretty dreadful.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we got really lucky on the roll.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was like the one decent roll I got tonight.
Luckily, there were all pretty terrible rolls, so like the bomb didn't roll well.
Right. It was just bad rolls across the board, except for little bitty ones here and there.
Right. But it didn't really count. But it didn't matter.
For the actual bomb, I was looking through the different explosive items, and I was like, this seems like suicide bomb would be the best one to pick. So, in terms of its explosive power, I was like, this would be a suicide type thing.
Yeah, it had been starved of energy for quite a long time.
Yeah. Now, also on that chart is like 4 and 5, nothing happens. 6 and 7, it performs as it's designed. And then 8, something good happens. 9, something great happens. And 10, something magnificent happens. So there was a chance that something magnificent would happen.
That's cool.
But I think the dice and the narrative works better in this case. So I was happy.
Yeah.
I concur. Plus, Nay had to deal with getting hugged not once but twice, and a whole kiss on the forehead. And I can just imagine her going like,
yeah. Joseph has very strong Jesus energy. So I think that's one of the reasons why Daniel loves him. But also got to do a little bit more with Daniel last night and today, which has been great. He's if you ever get a chance, the fascinating practice of Umbanda from Brazil. is
I was curious as to where like his traditions had come from. That was really cool.
Manda I is this, like a lot of things that have come over to the Americas from the terrible slave trade, is this weird combination of Catholicism and indigenous beliefs, and just kind of getting all mixed into this idea that they have. So, and they're very shamanistic in terms of like they have spirits everywhere, and they have like saints that are represented, and like they've got their version of Jesus and their version of Mary and all this stuff, but it's still all like one central God that everything kind of flows and works to. It's a very pagan monotheistic thing. So
Is that who Olorun was?
Olorun is God, yeah.
Nice. I was curious about me and one of my friends. We were looking up. I got a new bong today, and me and one of my friends, we were looking up names for this bong, and one of the gods we came across was Olokun, and that's why I was like, huh, that would be wild if that god popped up tonight, and it was Olorun. But it's a different god, but it was really like, holy shit, that's so wild.
Yeah, absolutely. Hold on. I was hoping that you was going to name him like Billy Bong Thornton.
He decided to name her Aja, but I was originally thinking of calling her Monstera. I'll have to send you guys a picture of it. It's a plant bomb. And it's really, really pretty. It's my favorite color. Green is the best color. And it's got these really cute leaves and stuff. But yeah, we were thinking of, I was going to call her Monstera, but my friend convinced me Aja.
No, good name. Good name. I just remember back to Half Baked and the names for their various bongs. Wesley Pipes.
I had one of my producers back when I was living in Atlanta. He had this double bubbler that he called Dustin Kaufman.
That's a good one.
Yes.
It was really good, and it hit like a motherfucker. It was good. I miss the person too, obviously, but I miss the piece too.
No, my first bong hit destroyed me, and Billie was there, and DJ Hero was a thing, and I lost my brain watching him play, and then I vomited on this carpet.
Oh no!
And couldn't keep the room from not moving while the screen stayed on the menu selection after Billie was like, "I'm going to bed." And then and that was sorry, I was saying he because that's whatever. Sorry.
Hey, that's how I was identifying at the time.
Yeah, but but I thought I was dying. I crawled to your bathroom and I called Cammie because she was in West Virginia at the time, and it was like super late, and I was like, I'm dying. Yeah, no, that was like a long time ago, but also like I almost died. And I know you can't almost die, but I felt like I was dying.
Yeah, it doesn't stop you from feeling like.
Yeah, it was an experience, and.
Yeah, see, it just like puts me to sleep. And the more I hit, the faster I go to sleep.
I just couldn't play DJ Hero. If I could only done that, I know I would have survived. Didn't happen.
Well, clearly you did actually manage to survive, so
You did good. DJ Hero be damned. You did
Everything
you
from
did
that
it.
moment
You
on has
did
been
it,
a
man.
dream, and you're still laying on the floor right now.
Yes, I'm just.
Please.
I can't do it. Oh well.
okay. Well, I had fun tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
I got exploded, and it was still fun.
How
It
about
was-
let's not do that again, though? No more replays of that thing.
I almost dread what may have happened with those 10 dice.
I don't even want to think about it, because man, the way had something happen today, I will cry, and that is a threat. That is a threat. I will sob. Okay.
Does anybody have a way to bring
Pretty
back the
wild
recently
to have
dead?
those
No.
10 dice roll and only have 2 hits.
Yeah. No. But anyway, that was excellent, and I'm looking forward to unwrapping your present.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
See you
Well, to
later.
make next week
Peace.
come faster. Yeah. Good
Yeah.
night.
Yeah, next
Have a
week
good
will be.
night.
Yeah, I should be available. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
maybe the following Monday might be a little wonky, but I still think I'll be okay.
Okay.
Murder House is happening, so
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
so I will be kind of having to figure out what to do with myself in a cabin with other people for a few days.
We'll have fun with that.
Yeah.
We shall. All right. Well, you guys have a great night. Thank you, everybody
Good
watching.
night, y'all.
All right.
Good night.
Bye.